High school bully spent 2 hours telling my date about the pathetic loser she used to torment. She was describing me. I wasn't going to come. 10 years felt like enough distance from the worst 4 years of my life, but my friend Tracy had been trying to set me up with her coworker Tony for months. When she heard about the reunion, she saw her window. 2 birds. You face your past and meet your future husband. Everybody wins. I told her she was being dramatic. She told me to shut up and wear something cute, so I did. When I walked into that ballroom, I felt untouchable. I spent the last decade becoming someone completely new. New body, new confidence, new career. Nobody in this room would recognize me anymore. That was the whole point. I spotted Tony near the bar and made my way over. He looked just like his pictures. Tall, kind face, a little nervous. Perfect. But when I got closer, I noticed someone else at the table. Long blonde hair, loud laugh. I recognized that laugh before I even saw her face. Bailey. The reason I spent 3 years eating lunch in bathroom stalls. She turned around, looked me up and down, and smiled. Finally, Tony said you were cute, but he undersold it. I'm Bailey. She reached out like we were about to be best friends. She had absolutely no idea who I was. I shook her hand and sat down. My heart was pounding, but I kept my face calm. Tony had no idea what was happening. To him, this was just dinner with his date and his friend. Bailey dominated the conversation immediately. She talked about her job in marketing, her new condo downtown, her recent breakup with some guy who couldn't handle her. Tony nodded along like he'd heard it all before. Then she started talking about high school. God, I miss it sometimes. Everything was so easy back then. I took a sip of my drink and said nothing. She kept going. I was kind of a big deal here, honestly. Cheer captain, homecoming court, everyone knew me. Tony laughed. Sounds like you peaked early. Bailey rolled her eyes. Whatever. At least I wasn't one of the losers. She said it so casually, like it was nothing. Then she leaned in like she was about to share something juicy. There was this one girl. Oh my God. She was obsessed with me. Followed me around like a lost puppy. So desperate for attention, it was honestly embarrassing. My grip tightened on my glass. She was talking about me. The following was me trying to get to class without being noticed. The desperation was me asking her once to please stop. Bailey kept going. I remember we had this nickname for her. What was it? ... She snapped her fingers trying to remember. Trash can. That was it. Because she always hid by the dumpsters during lunch like a literal raccoon. Tony looked uncomfortable. That's kind of mean. Bailey waved him off. It was high school. Everyone was mean. Besides, she made it so easy. She was like this sad little ghost that nobody wanted around. I sat there listening to her describe the worst years of my life like they were a funny story. She had no idea the ghost was sitting right across from her. Bailey was still laughing at her own story when Tony cleared his throat. So whatever happened to her? Bailey shrugged. No idea. She transferred senior year, I think. Probably still a mess somewhere. She looked at me and smiled. Anyway, enough about ancient history. Tell me about you. Where'd you grow up? I set my drink down. Here, actually. Bailey blinked. Wait, you went to this school? I nodded. She leaned back and looked at me again. Harder this time. That's so weird. I seriously don't remember you at all. What year did you graduate? I told her. Same year as her. Her smile flickered. Okay, that's crazy. I knew everyone in our class. What was your name back then? I told her my name. My full name. The one she used to say in that mocking voice every single day. Bailey's face went pale. Her mouth opened but nothing came out. I watched the recognition hit her in waves. First confusion, then shock, then something that looked like fear. Wait, no. There's no way. I didn't say anything. I just sat there and let her put it together. Tony looked between us completely lost. Bailey's voice dropped to a whisper. Your trash can? I smiled for the first time all night. I go by my actual name now, but yeah, that was me. Bailey looked like she wanted the floor to swallow her whole. Oh my God, I didn't. You look so... She couldn't finish. Tony finally spoke. Wait, this is the girl you were just talking about? Bailey didn't answer. She didn't have to. The silence said everything. Bailey rushed out without another word. Tony watched her go, then turned to me. Everything she said tonight was fake. The job, the condo. She lives with her parents. I smiled. Turns out the ghost had a better life than the queen.